Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jason right here. If this is your first time to the Intentionally Inspirational YouTube channel, we'd love for you to subscribe and turn on the notifications as well. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an honest overview, an honest review of ActiveCampaign. I've been using it for my business and for clients for 2 to 2.5 years now, so got a lot of experience with it. Before I came to ActiveCampaign, I was actually using Actionetics within ClickFunnels. And I still use ClickFunnels heavily, but on the back end, at the time I was looking for a texting option texting option with ActiveCampaign that I really couldn't find in the same way with ClickFunnels. So what ActiveCampaign is, it's email marketing and marketing automation, and a lot of people get lost with that marketing automation. But to be honest, ActiveCampaign makes it really easy. So to keep it simple, what I like about it is it's very visual. So if you're the type of person that needs to see an automation to understand how it flows, it'll be helpful for you. A lot of other softwares like ConvertKit and Aweber and even MailChimp, it's more of like the text-based automation. See an ActiveCampaign as an example, like you'll see here on my screen, it's very visual. So you can see what triggers it. You can see what happens next. You can see what conditions are there. You can see the logic and make sense out of it, even if you've never used it, which I like. For some people, they can do it in their head, but for me, it's very visual, so it's nice. So the email marketing piece is pretty easy to use. The automated emails, the marketing automation is pretty easy to use as well. And even the CRM piece is something that a lot of people don't use. I've worked with a ton of clients that are perfect fits for it, but they just don't use it. But it is pretty powerful for what it is. Is it as robust as Salesforce? No, it's not meant to be, but will it work for a lot of businesses? Absolutely. And this messaging feature, at the time of this review of this video, I have not used it yet, but I like what I hear about it so far. Something new that ActiveCampaign has rolled out as of mid-year 2019 is something they call CX automation. So it's supposed to be customer experience. It's supposed to be the next level of email marketing and automation, and it's supposed to be much more powerful than traditional if then else logic. All right. And the whole idea is to make it more personalized for everybody in your list. So I have a little bit of experience with this. It's relatively new. But what I've done is I've upgraded my own account to make sure that I could at least test it out. And the first phase of that to roll out is something called Predictive Sending. So in my welcome sequence, I went ahead and set up Predictive Sending, which I'll show you. Okay. And what I do is people come into my list through a variety of lead magnets. Once I deliver those lead magnets, everybody ends up in this welcome series, which is kind of like a bus stop. And what I mean is nobody stays there long. They stay there, they get the same indoctrination series, and then they go to their final resting place, which is the weekly email communications. Okay. So what predictive sending is, the idea is instead of saying somebody subscribes to a list as an example, we send them an email, we wait a day, we send another email. What it does is it lets you tell it when to send it at that perfect time. And I guess we'd call it artificial intelligence. So the way the ActiveCampaign teaches you to set this up is you can hover over an email, actually hit edit, and let's see if it does it here. Okay, maybe it doesn't do it there. But basically you can create a new email or get out of here or edit it and set that up. And what you have to do is you have to set up this additional wait between your email and your normal wait series. And what it basically says, the condition is wait until campaign has been set. So what will happen is somebody subscribes to go immediately through this point and they get stuck here, as we see here. And as soon as it sends out, then there's at least a day between that and the next email. So anyways, I set this up and I should have written down my original open rates. I've been checking on it, weekly, just trying to see if it's trended upward. And here's where we're at. So if you know anything about email marketing, actually all of these are really good open rates. I'm going to say the improvement I've seen across the board, especially with these top three, is somewhere in the 6 to 9% range. So it has been significant. It's been noticeable. And it's getting higher open rates. So the reason I'm sharing that with you is based on what I've seen so far. And there's not been a whole lot of time to test, but they might be onto something with this CX automation. It's very interesting. Customer experience driven. Customer experience driven. So it's instead of segmenting people and doing the same thing for groups of people, it somehow does it with the individual. So far so good. ActiveCampaign, there are some areas that are a little bit weak, and I'll go over those as well. Because my whole point is to give you a really good snapshot, let you know what I think about it. And I've worked in, at this point, probably 50 to 100 different accounts. So I'm a reseller, so I've got accounts that I help monthly as well. I've got retainer clients. So I work in it quite a bit. The automations piece of ActiveCampaign is probably the best I've seen in any software. It's really, really robust. There's a lot of triggers. If you can conceive it, it can be built. And it's not that hard to figure out at all. So it's really, really good in that regard. The contacts piece, I think, is pretty standard. They kind of do this menu on the left, the sub menu to the right, and it used to be all over the top. And then I would say it's fairly normal in that regard. The deals, this is the sales pipeline. This piece it's simple, but it does work pretty well. So I'm pretty happy with that. Conversations is the messaging feature that I really haven't used much yet. I will as soon as it becomes available for the way my account's set up. Lists is pretty normal. Now, forms is an area that, in my opinion, ActiveCampaign's a little weak. And I say it's a little weak because they're very, very basic. If you know coding and stuff, you can make them look cooler and stuff, but I feel like there could be definitely some more power with the forms. I'm trying to think if I have an example of what one looks like somewhere. So if I go to my website real quick as an example, I think I might have one ActiveCampaign form here. Yeah, so I have it set up here into this 10% off ActiveCampaign. That's just because I'm a reseller. But here's a form. Pretty simple. They do work. I mean, it works. It goes straight into the list and does what it needs to do. But if I had to pick one area that's a little weak, I think it's the forms. I guess if I pick a second area that's a little weak, it's going to be reporting. Now, reporting is getting better. One thing that's great about ActiveCampaign, it doesn't stay the same for long. They update stuff a lot, but the reports are a little weak. There's a little bit more I wish I could see. Like this marketing revenue is newer, so that's good. But forms and reports are a little weak, but everything else is pretty strong. My advice to anybody would be this. If you're looking for anything with email marketing or marketing automation that you don't have now, in the way of simplicity, power, somebody who's really on the cutting edge of this stuff, it's kind of a no-brainer. I've played with MailChimp, Aweber, ConvertKit, ClickFunnels and Actionetics, SendGrid, GetResponse. Man, there's more. I've seen a lot, and I haven't seen anything else like this. So really, really happy with it. Deliverability is good. I don't ever have any problems from that way. Clients generally put them in the right direction. They pick it up pretty quickly. Haven't really had too many people quit using it and go somewhere else. ActiveCampaign support's really strong. They've got all kinds of, like in their education, their learning library, there's all kinds of resources. You can Google stuff, and there's as much information as you want to read and see. So they do a great job with videos and blogs to teach you how to use the product as well. So I give it 2 big thumbs up. If it's something you're interested in trying or even thinking about, it's a no-brainer. You could jump into, I'll show you how their pricing setup. It's a little confusing if you don't know what you're looking at, but if we go to their home sit page, go to pricing. So they've got it set up over here with monthly and yearly tabs, and it's not immediately obvious, but even if you get started with the smallest plan, which is 500 contacts at $15 a month, I mean, it's pretty basic. Everybody can afford that. And, you can always grow from there. I'm in the professional plan now. I would say that 98% of businesses probably never need anything above the plus. The reason I'm above that is because I'm testing this predictive sending. site messaging. There's some other things, win probabilities, another artificial intelligence thing that comes out of the deals, which is kind of cool. And then up here, it gets pretty high-end and complicated. But even at this level, this plus, there's a lot. If you've got an e-commerce store and you've got Shopify, WooCommerce, or BigCommerce, this is absolute gold. The deep data integrations, it's basically two-way conversation between the platforms. So I recommend this a lot with people that use Shopify because they know Shopify. It's really, really powerful from the shopping cart abandonment, but these are the big four that take advantage of that. So e-commerce, deep data integration, it's unbelievable. It's really, really cool. So there's my review of ActiveCampaign. I liked it when I first got into it a couple years ago. I feel like it has grown, become even better, and based on what they've kind of teased out there a little bit, it's only going to keep getting better and better. As you see, there's a lot of people working with it. I was trying to see if they had anything about the customer experience automation right here. And they rolled this out, and it was like, what's this going to be like? And like I said, that first piece is that predictive sending. And I don't have any clients or anybody that I work with that's got that professional level. So I've got it myself, so I've just got my own. But so far, even within a week or two, super interesting, guys. It's I've seen my open rates increase, and you can go to their site and check this out. But I'm telling you, the back end of your business with the email marketing, the back end of your funnels, the back end of your list, it's got to be the best. It's got to be the best stuff out there. This is not the place to take a shortcut to save money, I'm telling you. So hope this review was helpful for you. I use this every day. If I thought it sucked, I would say, guys, it sucks. I'm going to go find something else. I'm a pretty straight shooter in that regard. But again, if this is your first time here, my name is Jason Wright. The brand is Intentionally Inspirational. Thanks for checking out the YouTube channel. Love for you to subscribe and turn on those notifications. Thanks. See you soon.